Hello, everyone. We are live on WOLFpak TV, and I'm a little nervous right now. I'm kind of sweating a little bit here. I had to take my jacket off because we are here with two total badasses. I'm going to introduce them first. We have Sheena, the Hungarian Hurricane Bathory, right?
Hi, Wendy. Hi, Jackie.
And she's like a martial arts phenom. She does MMA. She just started boxing, and we're going to talk about that. And she was recruited to do PowerSlap because she's a total badass and extremely marketable. So we're going to talk about all that. But Sheena, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, thank you. It's being a little bit late, but I'm very excited for this interview. So thank you for making it happen.
She's in Hungary right now, and it's midnight, everyone. So for all her fans out there,
yeah, that's my sleeping time.
Just so you know, she's here at midnight her time, so she is giving up a lot of sleep for us. Thank you. All right, and now we also have Jackie, the hybrid Cataline, here tonight, and Jackie I've had a chance to interview Jackie before, but she goes by the hybrid because she does a little bit of everything. She is a wrestler. She does MMA. She does PowerSlap now, and she's so good at PowerSlap that they may not actually want her in the MMA field because she's that good. But Jackie, how are you doing tonight?
Good. Well, I just got out of practice, so I'm a little bit tired, but I'm good.
Well, you're still here. See, everyone, we got them tired, we got them exhausted, but they are still here for all of you, right?
Yes.
All right, ladies. Well, you know what? Let's get right into it, okay? I think the best thing for us to do is to jump right out of the gate and kind of give everyone a little bit of a breakdown on your previous duel off. We had PowerSlap 6, right? And I have a little video that I want to show that kind of takes us through. It's just a minute and a half long. It takes us through the journey of PowerSlap 6. So we're going to watch that, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to get your guys' take on it, okay?
They would love to see nothing more than a first-round knockout right here. The first ever slap from Jackie Cataline.
First ever.
Two.
Let's see what she's got. Oh, there it is. Sitting is out. It's done. She's frozen.
One and done.
Oh!
Jackie Cataline answering the bell.
Wow. I mean, that's a step. That's a huge step.
That's a step.
It should not be clubbing.
It was a different step, though, because it was a step with that left, not the step and pivot with the right.
Yeah.
Here, I believe it's still being reviewed by the powers that be. Trying to figure out whether it's a stepping foul or a clubbing foul. Sheena Bathory, as you can see, back on her feet. And still trying to recover from the most devastating blow of the night. The decision would be.
If you look here, I mean, it's as clear as day. Boom.
It's a step by the letter of the law. Absolutely it is.
Yeah. Referee Mark Smith calls a stop to the match in round number 1, declaring the winner by disqualification due to clubbing foul, Sheena, the Hungarian Hurricane Bathory.
Mom, tonight they would love to see nothing more than a.
All right. So that kind of takes us through.
It's been exactly a year ago. 1 year ago. That's crazy.
1 year.
Was the time.
Yeah.
Was it? That's crazy.
Yeah. 1 year.
All right. I'm just going to break it down really quick, and I'm going to take it to you guys. So really quickly, basically, you two went head-to-head, face-to-face, and Jackie slaps Sheena. Sheena goes down, and it looked like it was pretty bad. But you got right back up, so that was good. Everyone thought Jackie had.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I have to watch back the video. I'm like, I don't even remember. I'm getting conscious in the hospital, actually in the ambulance car. I was asking the doctors that where the hell I am, and they said Las Vegas. I didn't even remember that I ever moved to United States. It was so messed.
But you did get back up. And when you did get back up, everyone, was assuming that Jackie had the match. But then they zoomed in on her feet, and they apparently ruled that there was a foul because her foot kind of came up off the ground or whatever.
Well, the controversy around this entire thing is they actually disqualified me for clubbing. So the
Okay.
ruling was that I clubbed. And if you listen to the commentators, they're like, it definitely wasn't a club. Everybody doesn't think that it was a club. I think the slap was clean, maybe a little bit low, but not anything outrageous compared to a lot of other slaps that happen. I
Can
went
you
back and I kept reviewing the video and I definitely stepped. So either way, it would have been a disqualification because I stepped, but I don't think that I clubbed, and I still to this day don't think that I clubbed. So
can you explain what clubbing is really fast? I'm sorry.
so clubbing is there's rules. You have to hit with all 3 points of contact of your hand at the same time. You can't
Okay.
hit too high, you can't hit too low, you can't hit too deep. So
Got it.
all of those things, when they happen, they call that a club.
Okay.
You can't lead with the palm of your hand either. So there's a lot of rules that go into it, and you know, it was my very first time doing it, and I took it on 2 weeks notice. So
Yeah.
and I kind of just winged it, and so that's just how it went. But
Yeah. Do you feel like you won?
I feel like I won. I mean, she got her hand raised, yes, 100%, but I didn't go to PowerSlap with the intentions of being a power slapper. I went with the intentions of getting in front of Dana White and showing him, hey, I want to be in the UFC. And I think that I did that. And so that's a win for me, you know, regardless if my hand was raised for power slapping. It's not something that I'm like trying to pursue as like, this is my career. It's just something that kind of popped into my lap, and I just kind of went with it just to, you know, like get my foot in the door for MMA. So
Yeah.
I think that I won in that aspect.
Yeah, no, totally. I want to talk about you going into that your first time too, and I want to get Sheena's take on that. But first, Sheena, tell me about your experience in that PowerSlap 6, going into it and then getting slapped and then the aftermath. How did you feel about it all?
Okay, so only I remember is now facing Jackie, and I was about waiting her slap, and then you know it's a huge blackout, and then but one thing I recognized that I had a little mark here on my neck, so that's why I was assuming that, because in the beginning I was thinking, okay, she just knocked me out, you know, and then okay, she stabbed, so I thought that that's why I get the win. But when I saw a mark here lower, I was thinking that maybe her slapped a little lower, like the carotid, and I was like, maybe that's why I get like that easy knocked out, because I know I can take slap, but I was maybe this also could be the reason that I went out. I really don't know, because
Yeah.
I think it's not that easy actually to make a very, very clean slap.
Yeah.
So in my previous fight, when I was against Christine, I also failed with my first, went a little bit on her ear, you know, and I had no intention to actually, you know, failing, because it's you have no benefits from it. So I really don't know. I think there are lots of questions about, lots of different opinions, but one thing is for sure, that I didn't feel good.
One thing I want to point out is I did notice, okay, it looked like when you got the slap, it kind of looked like you were smiling. Is that something that you thought of
No,
afterwards?
everybody were thinking that I was smiling. No, actually, I was biting, you know, my mouth guard. And but
Got
later, so I was more learning after Jackie that
Yeah.
the guys recommended me, the other slappers, that I
Yeah.
should close my mouth, you know, because then I can even more make tight my jawline and those muscles. So I definitely have to work on it more to receive the slap. I was analyzing a lot myself too. I was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much giving. I was so much giving my neck. I didn't even, you know, like did really like tense flexing. So actually, it's you have, people say you don't have to prepare, but now after Jackie, I was more analyzing. You should actually a little bit, you know.
See, that's how a champion operates. You just convinced me that you think like a champion, because that's what I was thinking. I noticed, you know, Jackie seemed to have a strategy with really bracing herself, you know, and then you are able to see, this one is interesting because you weren't doing that, but you did take the slap pretty well. I think that you just are, some people are just built like this, and you must be one of them. I don't know. You, with everything that you
I
do,
don't know.
I'm assuming you're able to take a slap, take a hit pretty well. So you weren't really, you know, I mean, who goes into a brand new sport like this with a lot of strategy, right? You guys are kind of learning as you go, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that it's going to be really exciting. We're going to talk about the PowerSlap 11 and some other fun things, but I want to know, okay, so Jackie, it was your first PowerSlap tournament, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Going back to Sheena, you came in. I think that there was a lot of talk about you. You were the fan favorite. I mean, nobody really knew, like, you know, what Jackie was going to bring to the table. But when she, you know, slapped you, that obviously was a huge, I mean, that went viral, right? Going in, what were you thinking about going up against Jackie? Did you think it was going to be an easy match? Were you worried? Were you scared? Like, tell me about what was going on in your head.
Obviously, I think every athlete or fighter, they always focusing on winning, you know, nobody want to go there to lose. So that was the main focus, that I have to win the fight, but I never underestimate any of my opponent. This is how my father raised me. So I didn't underestimate Jackie. I know she was the underdog and she was coming up like she has nothing to lose, you know. I felt maybe a little bit of pressure because the media was, you know, pushing me so much. So I tried to handle it separately. But yeah, so this is when you are on the spot, you have to learn how to handle it.
I love that. And when you came back to, what was that feeling like? Just seeing the crowd going crazy for Jackie and like knowing that you had just kind of been taken out. I mean, what was that feeling like for you? I mean, for me, I guess for me, if I was in that moment, I would feel like a little bit embarrassed, but I don't know. I want to know what you feel like.
Like I said, on the event, I don't remember, so I don't know how I felt.
Yeah, that's true. You already told me that you don't remember.
But on the hospital, it was funny because, you know, there were like beds next to each other, and there was a little wall, and then all the guys were there who get knocked out, you know, and the guys were hearing my voice and they're like, "Oh, Sheena, what are you doing here?" You know, they didn't expect that me to end up in the hospital, and I was like, "Yeah, well, I get knocked out now at this time." So,
Oh my God.
honestly, the conclusion took really long. Yeah,
Oh,
that was
wow.
it took really more than a month. I was able to get back in training because every time I started getting some intense training, my head really hurt so much. So
Oh,
it take really a while to recover, and not only physically, also emotionally, because I was thinking like, oh, maybe if this causing that much pain, and I'm not really sure that I want to get back. But like I said, when your brain being messed, your emotions, your thoughts all over, and for a few months also my memory was not really good. So it was
wow.
actually a bit scary. So
Wow.
now I also promise for myself, when I getting like a very heavy slaps, I'm definitely going to take a couple months off before I'm going
Yeah.
to accept some events, because not even on the boxing trainings I'm going to
Yeah.
get that type of feelings. But I would say that it's been now for a year and definitely helped me
Yeah.
to recover from it, emotionally too, physically, since I moved back to my hometown. So I connected again with my roots, being close to my family. So I just feel like I'm more being myself. This is part of the game, sometimes up, sometimes down. So I think now I'm just really excited for the rematch. So this is what was going on with me in the last year.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Speaking of which, Jackie, you are planning to do something right after the PowerSlap match.
Yeah.
Speaking
You know,
of,
I'm old, so I have to like get it all in as much as I can.
you're
She
still
even
not
printed a picture of it. I'm like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing.
old. You are, well, this is why they call you the hybrid, right?
Yeah.
And you're proving your name to be true.
Yeah.
So tell me about, now let's kind of dive into that. Okay, I want to hear from you, Jackie. Tell me, going into PowerSlap 11, what do you feel like you bring to the table? And then also follow that up with telling me what your plans are after this PowerSlap match.
Okay. So I feel pretty confident now that this will be my 4th time competing in PowerSlap. I know Sheena took the entire year off, but I've been competing pretty consistently doing it. And I've like been practicing and making sure I'm not stepping. And I mean, there's still going to be clubbing because it's really hard to like swing with everything you got and like hit in the right place. But obviously I'm trying to clean up my technique. I'm super excited for the rematch just because there's so much controversy around it.
Mm.
The foul wasn't intentional. The step wasn't intentional. I was just trying to knock her out. Everybody thinks that it was cheating and this and that. And I really want to see if I can take her slap because honestly, the people that I've been slapped by so far, I haven't felt rocked. I haven't felt dazed. I haven't wobbled. I had nothing. So obviously she was the person that has the strongest slaps. She never got the chance to slap me. So that's also like everybody wants to know, can I take the slap? So I'm just really excited for the entire event, going up against her, rematching her, putting to rest some of the controversy that's, out there, and then fight in a week later.
Yeah. Well, you guys seem like you have, it's a very healthy rivalry that you guys have going.
Of course.
There doesn't seem to be any, I'm just going to say I would be scared shitless to go into a match with either one of you, and know that I'm about to get slapped.
Yeah.
It would absolutely scare the crap out of me.
It's definitely like you have to have the right mindset because it is something where, and I hate to say this because we're women, like you have to have balls to stand there and let somebody just smack the shit out of you. Like you really do. So, props to everybody that just gets up there and lets people slap them, because when I first got the offer, I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm not letting somebody just slap the shit out of me. But yeah, it's turned into something fun for me and something that I enjoy doing. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is like this talk in the, in the MMA world, because it's this PowerSlap is under the, umbrella of the UFC. Yeah. And, there are people that, criticize PowerSlap for not being, as artistic as like, MMA. Right. But here's the thing about that. Okay. I think they both have their challenges. I mean, both of you guys do MMA. So you guys can, have the real opinion.
I just thought that Jackie's more experienced. So
you're so humble.
Anyway, I saw you had a fight, so.
Okay, all right.
The first one.
Yeah.
Well, you used to say that she's not an MMA fighter, and now you can't tell her anymore.
Well, okay, like I feel like it must be really nerve-wracking to go into an MMA match, right? But I feel like it would be even more nerve-wracking to go into a PowerSlap match, even though it's shorter, it's faster, maybe it doesn't require as much artistic skill set. It would be more nerve-wracking. It's kind of like, I imagine going on a really crazy roller coaster ride, and you reach the top and it's about to just shoot down. And there's that split second where your heart races and you're scared shitless, but it goes really, really fast versus a long MMA match, right? So what are your thoughts on the nerves of it versus MMA? Because you guys now both can speak to that, right?
Yeah.
Jackie,
I think for me, I've competed for so long. I was on the U.S. national team for 21 years wrestling. So I don't get nervous. I just feel like, okay, this is my job. I'm not at all. Not in a fight. I don't get those like butterflies. Like I used to get that when I wrestled when I was younger. And now that I'm competing, it's like, okay, I'm here to make my paycheck, like to do my job, so I train really hard. I train every day. Like I just left training. So it's, for me, it's like, this is the fun part. The training, the putting all the effort in, all that stuff, the crying because you don't want to go to practice and, all of these things. Like that's the hard part. When I get to go and like put a show on and compete, that's fun for me. So I don't really get nervous.
This is freaking crazy, Jackie. Yeah. What the heck? Oh my God, blood splattering everywhere. You are not scared. You are like, that's right. That's right.
And that Brazilian girl, she was 6-0, and they were like, pushing her. They brought me in as the underdog again. So I guess I just like being the underdog.
You do. I don't know how you are the underdog ever, but I will say I will recommend something to you for your next match. Maybe not a white sports bra.
I know, it's, you know what though, it makes for a really good shadow box because it's all bloody.
Actually, you like it really is good for the bragging rights. I will say that.
Yeah.
I agree. Sheena, you're very humble, okay, but let's talk about you. You've got a lot going on here. I will say you definitely have. We're here on your Instagram page here. Very beautiful. You've started to take up boxing. Bringing some beauty and sex appeal to the fighting world, which I love. Right. So here we are. How many MMA matches have you done? Because you said you're newer to it.
Yeah, it in November was my very first one, and in April or in March is going to be the next one. So I'm very excited about. But me about my competition experience, as Jackie had a huge wrestling background, I was more in judo, So I also can tell I spent in judo like 20 years. Especially my father was my coach, and I was in the Hungarian Olympic team. So there we had every month almost 2 World Cups. So I used to get the competitions. I would say that sometimes I was nervous in judo. It's just because my father was my coach, and I always wanted proof, that he's a good coach. I'm a good, daughter, a good competitor. So there was some passion in it, but also some pressure. And now, since I was training for MMA, and that was my very first competition, I get a little bit nervous just because I didn't know what I'm going to expect from myself. You walk in the cage. I never really punched someone. I didn't know how does it going to feel. Of course, the judo, the wrestling moves, the grappling, I felt more comfortable with it. And actually, I did couple throws. So that's when my, I would say, the natural sense clicked in. But there was some part when I was thinking like, okay, the coach said that in this situation, I have to follow this. And then again, the natural, the sense kicked in. So it was very mixed. But overall, I would say this was the first competition when what I would say that I really enjoyed. That there was no pressure. I choose this. So everything is under my responsibility.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will say that out of just on observational analysis, I will say both of you bring a lot of beauty to the MMA world and the PowerSlap world, and I think that's one of the like draws to you two, and it shows we could be beautiful, we could be strong, we could be all of these things all wrapped into one. And to see that there are these two beauties that are total badasses, I mean, it draws a lot of attention to what you guys are doing. And I think that's amazing. I think that's a really good thing for the sport. I think it's great for you guys, because I personally think that badass is hot. I think that's the best that you can.
I agree.
So Jackie, talk about that a little bit. So, as a woman who has dominated male dominated sports for as long as I think that you've been breathing. I mean, I know because I interviewed you that you have 5 brothers.
I do.
Wow.
Or I'm like trying to think, were there more than that? No, I think there were
5 brothers and 2 sisters. So there's 8 of us.
Yes. There's 5 brothers. You were the sister who wrestled with your 5 brothers.
Yes.
And you were that got you set up for the rest of your life and everything that you're doing. Yes. Talk a little bit about that, and then how it was for you evolving yourself as a strong, powerful, beautiful female in this like male dominated space.
So for me, similar to Sheena, my dad was my coach my entire wrestling career. So I totally understand what she's saying about the pressure and wanting to win and, all of these things. And I had 5 brothers and we all were really close in age. So we were all on the wrestling teams together. So there was always like a gang of us on the team together. You're practicing in the garage. It's like a 24-hour thing. And honestly, the reason that I was so good at wrestling was because I wrestled boys in high school. There was no girls wrestling in high school. I'm 36, so they didn't have it yet. So the reason that I am so tough is because I got beat up by my 5 brothers all the time and wrestled boys in high school. And I was just kind of forced it. And I was a tomboy and I knew it. Like I played other sports. I played basketball and all of these things, but like I just liked wrestling because I could do it in my garage. I could do it with my brothers. So that kind of jump started my athletic career. Obviously, I moved and trained at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs when I was still in high school. They kind of recruited me when I was 17. So that jump started my freestyle career, which is what the Olympic style is for women. And then that kind of just forced me onto the national team. And, you know, being in male dominated sport, yes, but it's so huge for women and young girls right now. I coach high school wrestling. I coach boys and girls. And our girls team is kicking ass. We're ranked #1 in CIF this coming duel that we're going to have. So, you know, it's definitely growing, and it's definitely something that, you know, people are more apt to watch. But yes, I think that having 2 really beautiful women slapping the shit out of each other is going to draw a shit ton of attention, and it has. And, you know, Dana White is doing the right things. He's getting the right people to do it. So, you know, I'm just along for the ride and enjoying it when it's here.
Yeah. Make no mistake, these women are bad asses. Sheena, you said this so fast, but I want you to know I heard you and it clocked in, and then I registered it after the fact. The Olympic Hungarian judo team. That's amazing. Tell me about that. Tell me about your background more, because you kind of glossed over that really, really fast. Like as if I wouldn't notice.
Yeah, so I started on very young age, and I think I was 15 when I won my first national championship. I was in the cadet age category, and then constantly I started winning the cadet, the juniors, then come up the international competitions. And I remember I was junior when I won my very first adult World Cups in Mongolia. And then I won the under 23 European Championship in 2012. And in 2013, I got bronze medal in the European Championship. And then, yeah, there are lots of like Olympic qualification. So we had many Olympic qualification competitions, like 2 years was the qualification. And then I get 1 bronze medal, and I get 2 or 3 times 5th place, and 1 time silver medal, and 1 time 7th place. So on the ranking list, I got really I started getting on the top 17. And the problem was that for female, each weight class, only 14 girls was able to qualify. Meanwhile,
It's
men
more
was
than
able
wrestling.
for yeah. Oh, really? Same?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for male was 24. So there was like couple more scores missed that I make the qualification. And then on the last, actually it's funny story, because on my last competition, I was fighting against a French girl, and she tried to trigger me. So she didn't grab my neck, but she hit my neck. And I was like, okay, like I'm calm. So we were keep fighting because I was just physically stronger than her, and she just didn't know what to do. And then she hit me again on my neck. And then I was looking, the referee is not going to give a penalty because they are very strict with penalties, you know?
Yeah.
And then when the third time she give like with the forearm, the hit, I was fucking pissed, and I just give a fucking punch, so I get disqualified. And then
You got disqualified?
I'm not saying that I would make the medal, but yeah. And then after I thought for my dad, like, sorry, I just fuck off. Like I can't. She's fucking triggered me. And then dad was like, okay, he probably would do the same. So we agreed on it. And yeah, the qualification didn't happen. And then the next week I just had done my boob job, so I make a little bit happy myself.
Well, okay, here you are. You're in a combat sport. Somebody pisses you off, and they're right in front of you. And the worst that's going to happen if you kick their ass is you're going to get a foul. So maybe it's
hard
worth
in
it.
judo. I felt so much limited. There's so many rules. They actually go crazy with rules, because on the 5, the competitors started thinking about more about like what you're not allowed to do instead what to do. So I think it's killing the sport, you know.
Except for the girl that was able to like smack you with her arm. Jeez.
No, but even just if you grab accidentally here the gi, you get a penalty. If you step out a little bit on lap, you get a penalty. They're going to make a decision that you actually, the opponent sometimes pushing you out and you step out. Okay, then the opponent going to get that. But like it's so much mess. I am so fucking tired of this. And actually, this is what I like about MMA. Even though I have to, of course, improve in kickboxing, that you have more freedom. If they fuck you up, they knock you out. Okay, they knock you out. There is no really excuse. You know, the opponent was better. You know, I think that is actually really hard to cheat. Meanwhile, on the competitions, which is led by scores, you know, the referee still can it a little bit. You know, so.
I was going to ask you that if you prefer MMA and that's why you switched, because it sounds like the rules would really hold you back. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to think really about the rules. I just want to more fighting with the.
Oh, we lost you.
Fighter, if I. Sorry.
Oh, we lost you just a little bit. Keep going.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so I would like to more fighting from the spirit. You know, I'm very spiritual, so I just wanna connect with the whole situation, with the opponent, and but if there's so much limit and I have to think, it's just messing up something with me. So I don't really feel that I can make my full potential.
Yeah. You don't want to, you don't have be bogged down by rules. You want to be able to go for it.
Yeah. Maybe it's coming from my Leo sign. I like freedom.
I love it. Jackie, okay, so let's talk about PowerSlap 11. All right, let's just dive in now, because as we head in, what do you bring to the table that makes you confident that you're going to win this PowerSlap match?
Well, I've already knocked her out, so obviously that's a confidence builder for me.
Yeah.
So like now I know that I can do it, and I'm refining the technique, and I'm making sure I'm not stepping, and so obviously I'm coming in to win. I'm coming in to do the same thing. Obviously there's a little bit of tension between us. I haven't talked to her in a year, and we were supposed to rematch in Abu Dhabi, and she had to medically take a step out. So it's definitely highly anticipated, and I'm excited for it to be happening. And I don't know about in Saudi Arabia, but it's wherever they want to send us, I guess. But I'm excited to just step up there and do it again, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm scared of you, Jackie. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm actually like the most nice person in the world.
I know you are.
People do say that, like,
no.
I give off this like intimidating. People don't want to approach me. I'm not approachable, I guess.
No, I approached you. No, I also get that's the thing about you is you're the hybrid socially too. You're Jackie the hybrid Cataline in sports and Jackie the hybrid Cataline in social environments. Because socially I adore you. I mean, but then there's this side of you that I'm just like, whoa. Yeah. I'm like that too though. So I get it. You
have to have that, like, I have a personality. I'm funny. I can get along with anybody, but also when it's time to do what I'm supposed to be doing, I just turn it on. And that's I think a lot of people are intimidated by that.
That's a different zone. When we are competing, it's a different zone.
You're in your zone. Yeah. All right. So Sheena, okay. What about you? So you did have to take some time off for a medical leave. You had, that shook you up a little bit. What do you feel like you bring to the table that makes you confident that you're going to win PowerSlap 11?
I would say that I'm very excited about that. I know that I didn't get the chance to slap Jack yet, so we yet don't know how is this going to end up. And I feel very confident about that. I'm gonna, make her feel the slap. But Jackie also proved already that she pretty much stoned, so she can actually take a slap. So I'm not saying that it's going to be an easy job for me, So obviously I'm really working on it, that the knockout is going to happen, because both of us, that's why we're going there, to win. So definitely we're gonna put in 200% from both sides. How I'm taking the slap, like Jackie, that's also another thing I have to work on. So I'm there are just small details I have to little bit of change, so I will be even more aware, not so much giving, my neck a little more flexing, before she slaps, my mouth is supposed to be closed, otherwise people think I smile. No, that's fine, but no, there are small changes. Jackie's right about that. She definitely earned more experience because she was pretty active. Now in the past time, it has been a while for me. I think one thing is very important for me, that I have to keep my calmness. So I don't want to rush this all, because you shouldn't rush. I think here in this event, that can ruin a lot.
Yeah.
What do they say? Damn, Jackie and Sheena just letting it be known. They both want to slap the shit out of each other.
I mean,
Yes,
that's our
why we are
job. That's
there.
what we're
That's
supposed
And you
to
guys are the
do.
show, right?
That's what we're here to do. Speaking of which, I want to actually roll this to Jackie, because you explained this really well, and I think that it's confusing for a lot of people. So let's let you explain it. There is a coin toss. So explain the coin toss, because this is something that could literally dictate the end result.
So the coin toss is something that happens the week of, usually a couple of days before we know who has won the coin toss. They release it. Whoever wins the coin toss smacks first. And honestly, in mine and her situation where I smacked first, she never got the chance to smack me. So it ultimately could, like, determine who wins and loses. And I honestly think that, no offense to PowerSlap, but this needs to happen on the stage. This needs to happen when we step up there. We find out who's slapping right as it's going on. I don't like knowing days in advance. And then also, they don't even do it in front of us. We don't know if they're just deciding who slaps first. We have no idea. So honestly, the coin toss is something that I don't really like how they play it out, but we do know in advance. And then, usually, and that's not all the time. Sometimes people have a good chin. They can take the slaps, but usually the person that's smacking first is winning. So it's a huge dictator of the match.
That's not true. Frank said that the statistics says it's not true that the more people are winning who's slapping first. Actually, I
Well,
was thinking too.
at number 10, a lot of people got knocked out on the first smack. So
Really? Oh, okay.
yeah,
Then
That's
maybe
actually
it's changed.
So what I'm wondering, and that goes to what Sheena just said, is like, what is the advantage? Like, is it more of an advantage to go first or to go second? I guess it really depends on what kind of a match it is, right? Is it like case by case?
I think it's person by person.
Yeah.
Obviously, in our case, both of us are going to want to go first because we know we both have knockout power. But for this one, for me, just like my thought process is like, I would love her to smack first because I want to prove to everybody, okay, I can take her slap, and now what? You know what I mean? So it really just depends on the person. It depends on how powerful their slap is, like how good their chin is. Like, there's a lot of things that go into wanting to win the coin toss or not.
Yeah, I know. I could see both ways I could see it being better each way, depending on how you look at it. What about you, Sheena? What's your preference?
I have to get
Not
ready.
get slapped.
I have.
Like,
honestly, I think I improved by taking slaps. Like you can tell. You can't tell. So I'm trying to get ready either way. So I also know if I start the slap, I have to make the best knockout Jackie, because then if it's not going to happen, then she get a chance that So it's gonna be really very intense for sure.
So let's figure out who's winning the coin toss, PowerSlap.
Well, this is an extremely highly anticipated match, you guys. I'm nervous. I'm a little sweaty. I'm a little nervous. I cannot wait. I literally cannot wait for this. Tell me a little bit more about Jackie before I want to actually talk about that match. But first I want to know, Jackie, tell me a little bit more about what other things that you have going on in your life. Cause I know you do a lot. So tell me, I know you do a lot. So break it down. Like what all is going on in your life as you're heading into this PowerSlap match?
Okay. I have 4 kids and my son is in high school wrestling season right now. Like after I get off of this call, I have to go to a duel against another school. So, I'm coaching, I am working, I'm trying not to work full time because I don't necessarily, I'm in an apprenticeship program as an electrician. I don't necessarily need the money from electrical because I make such good money fighting and doing all of these other things. But in the apprenticeship program, you have to have a certain amount of hours. So I have to meet the hour requirement in order to test out to get my license. And obviously having my license as a backup, just in case I don't want to do this forever or I get hurt or something happens, have something to fall back on. So trying to balance work and coaching and kids and slapping and fighting and all of these things is, it's definitely a lot. And I do a lot of this in my car all day long. So
I don't know how you do it. It's insane.
it
Yeah.
is.
Wow. I could see it but you just power through it. You're just.
I do only because like my mindset is like, I'm not doing this forever. And when I'm sitting at home and my kids are grown and gone and I'm like, God, I'm so bored. Like, I'm going to appreciate that I did all of these things and was so busy doing everything that I wanted to do and to make a name for myself and for my kids. So, some days I'm like, God, fuck it. I don't want to do this anymore. And some days I have that mentality like, oh, I'm not doing this forever. So.
Well, I think that's a good approach. You have a lot going on, but you have like backup, you have plan A, B, C, D, What about you, Sheena? What all do you have going on? Because you also have a lot going on in your life.
So I don't have kids, but I have one puppy.
I mean, that's
they're more work than kids, I think.
That counts.
Yeah. So on my time, and if I can say that's a main job, I have lots of fan base now. It's being like 7 years, and I'm traveling around the world, and they booking me for wrestling session. So I'm basically beating them up. That's my job. That's what I started doing after judo when my father gets stroke. We never were a rich family, so he needed some financial support because we are also 5 and I was the oldest kid. And this is how I get into this business, and I couldn't get out because actually those fan base give me such a big support, such a big faith. And actually I wouldn't be here if they didn't see a potential in me that I have to make the move to United States, dream bigger. So, and sometimes also when I'm traveling, because I'm getting high bookings, even now more after slapping, sometimes I'm doing like at one day, like 8 to 12 hours intense wrestling sessions, which is, they also helping me, the preparation for the upcoming event. And in the same time, I can earn money with. But the main thing that I really kind of also like it because I can save up time. So when I'm traveling, earning some money, then when I'm coming back home, I have more time, just doing the daily 2-3 trainings and investing the training in my future, so more competitions and stuff. So it helps me actually a lot.
Okay, so you meet up with people and wrestle them, and they pay you a lot of money to do this. Awesome. Are they skilled at all, or are they just
It's very mixed. So it's getting now more and more skilled people, because they actually really wanna taste my strength, my skill. They actually traveling from really far, and I'm sure Jackie, you must get some requests, right?
I get weird messages all the time, but for me, and everybody is their own person.
So do I, girls.
For me, because I have kids, that's not something that I'm willing to like do. I'm not willing to have an OnlyFans and do all of those things, but hey, to each their own, more power to you, but it's just not something that, so I just block those people when they message me weird shit.
It sounds like it's I mean, everybody has their own like lifestyle that works.
Yeah, of course.
And it sounds like it's very lucrative for you, Sheena. You have a really great a really great brand, a really great image, and I think it's very marketable. Everyone loves it, so I think, you know, go for it. We keep getting you frozen, but that's okay because you're beautiful. So whenever you freeze, it's like it's like a pretty frozen moment. So it's okay. All right. So we have here. This is the official PowerSlap flyer for you two, on the PowerSlap page. Okay. You two look very fierce. When did you all take these photos? Because I found this photo and I was like, wow, these are some badass pics. Do they take official photos of you guys?
Yeah, they take official photos for us. Like for every fight, for every PowerSlap, they do photos.
Yeah. I did find this too. We have, this is Sheena's official page
for PowerSlap. Yeah.
For PowerSlap. And you know, one thing that's cool is every PowerSlapper has his or her own
bio
nickname. Yeah. You have your bio, you have your nickname. Sheena, we're going to start with you. How did you get the Hungarian Hurricane? How did you get that name? Who gave it to you? I want the deets.
Okay, so actually I have a very, very good friend. He's one of my best friends since 7 years. And he helps me, you know, sometimes with my trip, you know, managing sometimes in the emails because it's a lot of work, you know. And when I started to do pro wrestling, they asked me to get a different name, like a stage name, you know. And Sheena was coming from the Sheena, the Queen of the Jungle.
Yes.
You know, she was blonde, she was badass, you know. So that's how Sheena was coming from. And Bathory was coming, you know, she was a Hungarian Elizabeth Bathory. There is a horrific background story about her, that she was, you know, sucking out blood of young girls to keep her, you know, her young look, you know. And then my friend said that's the favorite character for him, so we made it together. Honestly, I don't really have that good fantasy of finding stage names, to be honest.
That's amazing. That was like such a great story for that. Are you kidding me? I love it. No. All right. So I'm gonna get to Jackie's here. But I did have someone just left a comment saying that I need to interview Dumpling and Crazy Hawaiian. Crazy Hawaiian was last week, so go to our live shows and you'll see I actually did interview Crazy Hawaiian, Lane Biernes last week. So definitely head to that.
And it's hard to interview somebody that doesn't speak English.
Yes, I know. Yeah, exactly. Dumpling would be difficult for me.
Yeah,
we'd probably need a translator for that. Yeah. Here is Jackie's official profile on the PowerSlap page. I kind of already gave it up, but you know, you are the hybrid. Why don't we let you explain your hybrid nickname? Because
the hybrid comes from, it was actually a conversation between me and my boyfriend, and we were like trying to come up with a name because I was like, I don't want a name. My name is my name. And he's like, well, you kind of are like a hybrid. You do all of these things. And I'm like, that's it. You just said it. And like, it just happened that way. And the hybrid is, you know, good at multiple different things. And obviously the wrestling and now the MMA, the power slapping, it's very suiting. So
yeah, it just makes you that much more badass.
Yeah.
Sure. So here we are. All right, heading in. Like I said, I'm very excited. Thursday, January 30th. Maybe Jackie, I'll let you explain the date, the location, where people can find it.
Okay. So we are competing Thursday, January 30th. It's going to be live and free on Rumble. You can download the app on your phone, watch it wherever you're at. We are competing in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So I don't know when Sheena's leaving, but I'm leaving on Friday to travel out there and kind of acclimate to the time change and all of those things. But yeah, live and free on Rumble. Download the app and you can watch it. I don't know what time it's going to be streaming because the time difference is so different.
Yeah, I know. I'll have to look that up.
I'll have to post it. Once I figure it out, I'll post it.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out for sure.
Yeah.
And then I also want to mention that WOLFpak is the official bag of PowerSlap.
Yeah.
Are we going to get a new bag?
Yeah. Do you have the PowerSlap bag?
Not yet.
Oh, we gotta make sure that you have one. Hello.
I have the PowerSlap bag. You're gonna like it.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna give you ladies the final words. Sheena, we'll start with you. Final words, final thoughts for your fans and people who love you and are following you.
Well, I just definitely want to thank for my fans, especially after Jackie knocked me out, that they still get my back, you know, they still inspired me to get back,
They do.
you know, make me
100%.
stronger to be here. So I have so much thanks for them, and I just promise that I'm going to bring my best performance.
All right. I love it. Short and sweet. Good. Awesome. All right. Okay, Jackie. Final words.
So for me, I'm super excited. I'm appreciative of all the fans. And everybody watching. Expect some fucking fireworks because one of us is getting knocked out. And obviously I'm trying to get it to go in my favor. You know, I'm doing everything that I can. And obviously I want to knock her out again. Eat one of her slaps, knock her out again. You know, obviously that's what we're going there to do. That's what we want people to want to watch.
Jackie, you're just gonna turn me on if you.
So yeah, just be ready. You were pissed off. Listen, you were mad the last time, so don't. If it happens again, don't be mad this time.
Sheena is legitimately getting turned on right now, Jackie. Be careful. She likes it when you're talking about how you're gonna kick her butt. Try a new strategy, Jackie. Maybe like you're gonna take it easy on her. It's gonna be
nice.
Easy. Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, the goal is the knockout, and that's the goal for both of us. And you know, that's what we're going to do, and that's what we both plan on doing. So,
yes. Oh man, you ladies are amazing. I'm so glad that I've connected with both of you now, and you know that I'm going to be on the edge of my seat, just anticipating, watching, and rooting for both of you. I think you both are great and great ambassadors for this new sport coming in and bring a lot of hype. And I'm glad that we could do our part here at WOLFpak to bring the hype to you ladies, and we'll just keep the hype going all the way through. Okay.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. I appreciate it for this interview.
Of course. Well, stay here. Don't leave yet. On the other side, after I say bye to everyone, I want to say bye to you guys afterwards. But to everyone watching, thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And be sure to keep watching. We're live every Wednesday. Check the flyers on Tuesday to know the times, because sometimes I'm live with someone in Hungary, Budapest at midnight. So you never know. The time might change a little bit. But until next time, everyone, we will see you later.
Bye.